Good afternoon, it's time for Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. Today we have the opportunity to join Business Beat reporter Michelle Coates for a look at the economic impact that spring tourist season had on Volusia County. Then health reporter Stephanie Strong will bring us a report from the Volusia County Health Department. And finally, we'll join Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio for a chat with Paul Mitchell of Volusia County's Economic Development Division. They'll be chatting about the business incubator at the Daytona Beach International Airport. Those segments, news, and more coming up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office has rolled out its new Pedestrian Safety Public Service announcement as part of its education and awareness efforts to promote pedestrian safety.
I'm Sheriff Ben Johnson. A split-second distraction can end in tragedy. Whether driving, walking, or riding a bike, remember to pay attention at all times. Let's work together to protect our children and keep our roads safe.
What you just saw was the 30-second PSA in its entirety, which will air through the end of the school year on a variety of TV networks. It's estimated the campaign will reach approximately 82% of Volusia County households, an average of 4 times each. The education and awareness campaign comes after a number of accidents in the past 7 months involving students who were struck while walking or riding their bike to or from school. With nearly half of the accidents clustered in the Orange City area, a school advisory group met in February with local school and law enforcement leaders, traffic engineers, and elected officials to seek solutions. Sheriff Ben Johnson vowed to emphasize public awareness in an effort to gain the attention of motorists and students to improve their safety habits.
There's a lot of things we can do. One of the things is a stepped up enforcement to get into the school zones and everywhere in the county to make sure that our citizens and the students are obeying the law. Parents need to take some responsibility in this issue. They have to teach their children and enforce to their children they should not be wearing hoodies when they're in traffic. They should not be on cell phones and not paying attention. They should not have earbuds in while walking, riding bicycles, or driving. It's also inherent on the parents not to be distracted while driving, to pay attention to driving, not be on the cell phones, not be texting, to pay attention and to be ready for that child who may all of a sudden step out in front of you.
If you'd like to view the PSA again online or show it to someone you care about, you can go to volusia.org and select Sheriff's Office from the drop-down menu. In an effort to make the beach more enjoyable for everyone, the Volusia County Council has incorporated new changes to portions of the beach where driving is permitted. Some driving areas of the beach will now be one-way. Those areas are International Speedway Boulevard south to Silver Beach and University Boulevard south to Seabreeze Boulevard in Daytona Beach, and Granada Boulevard south to Cardinal Boulevard in Ormond Beach. There is also no beach parking allowed in areas in front of the 3 popular beachfront parks, Sunsplash Park in Daytona Beach, Frank Rendon Park in Ormond Beach, and Flagler Avenue Park in New Smyrna Beach. County Chair Frank Bruno said the hope is that the new no parking and one-way driving areas will make it easier for drivers and beachgoers to see each other.
And I've always said that we have the world's most famous beach here in Volusia County, but we also want to be proactive and have the most safest beach here in Volusia County, and we're going to be implementing some things that I think everybody could buy into and make sure that everybody has a safe, positive experience on our beaches at the same time. A couple of those things that we're looking at right now is one-way traffic in certain areas, and then another would be that you'd have to roll down your windows so that you become more aware of what's happening in your surroundings.
Other changes to be implemented in the near future are actually county ordinances that will ban texting while driving on the beach, require drivers to roll their windows down, and turn their headlights on.
I also want to compliment the St. Brendan's school children for their insight in looking at, when you put lights on, it brings attention to a vehicle, and they have asked us to look at that, and we're going to implement that at the same time. So lights on the vehicles while they're on the beach.
A vacant restaurant on one of the highest traffic corners in Volusia County is being demolished to make way for a new Outback Steakhouse, the newest tenant at Daytona Beach International Airport. The property is next to Daytona International Speedway, across from the Volusia Mall. The demolition project is expected to be completed by April 13th. A Mexican-themed restaurant was in that location until 2009, and the property has been vacant since. The demolition paves the way for a new Outback Steakhouse at the corner of International Speedway Boulevard and Midway Avenue. The County Council recently approved a lease with Outback, which will construct a new 6,400 square foot restaurant to open this summer. The new investment will be approximately $4 million, and the restaurant will employ 89 people. Steve Cook, Business Development Director for the county-owned airport, said the new tenant will generate more than just additional rent for the airport.
The building we have behind us has been operated for the last 30 years at the airport as a Mexican-themed restaurant. We're now going to change that theme to an Outback Steakhouse. We're all looking forward to it. They're going to be building a gorgeous building here at Daytona Beach International Airport. It's going to create substantial income to support the airport and also pay ad valorem taxes back to Volusia County. So it's a great day for the airport and a great day for Volusia County. And hopefully we'll be back here in about 3 months and you'll see a brand new Outback Steakhouse right behind from where I'm standing.
Outback will pay annual ground rental starting out $175,000 per year, or 2% of gross receipts, whichever is greater. The lease term for Outback is 30 years, after which time the property and improvements revert back to the county ownership.
The County Council is committed to building trails because they improve your quality of life. Trails offer exercise, recreation, access to nature, and alternative transportation routes. They also bring families and friends together to enjoy the outdoors. People of all ages and abilities can enjoy our trails in Volusia County. Whether you're a walker, jogger, inline skater, or bicyclist, we have a trail for you. To learn more about Volusia County's trails, visit volusia.org/trails.
With Volusia County's beaches, events, and attractions, the county's tourist industry is a multi-million-dollar industry that attracts tourists from all over the world. Today, Business Beat reporter Michelle Coates will give us a look at the economic impact the tourist industry has on the county's economy.
Tourism is the lifeblood across Volusia County, and the spring tourist season is off to a good start. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat.
Volusia County has seen nearly 750,000 visitors here for the most well-attended Rolex 24 in the last decade, the eventful Daytona 500, and the 71st Annual Bike Week. Today, we're in the midst of our spring break when we see a mix of visiting families, couples, and students. We spoke with Tangela Boyd with the Daytona Beach Area Convention and Visitors Bureau regarding the spring tourist season.
It's going really well. We kicked it off with a very strong bike week, so we're very excited about that. The feedback we've gotten back from our area hotels has been really good, and Easter is coming up, which is also a strong indicator for us. So we're very excited about how the spring season is going.
While the numbers are still being tabulated from this year's special events, the economic impact to the area is undeniable. Speed Week and Bike Week bring an estimated $450 million economic impact to the area.
The economic impact for Bike Week is about $300 million. We get about 500,000 visitors down, and we had a very strong Bike Week this year. From what we're hearing from area hotels, Bike Week went very well for us. Speed Weeks is a great winter event boost for us, and it comes at the tail end of the winter season, and we get about 250,000 visitors throughout Speed Weeks. The economic impact is about $150 million.
The beautiful Florida weather has certainly helped. The mild temps and sunny skies beckon visitors from across the state as well as across the border.
Our bread and butter season is really the summer season, of course, as a beach destination. So from Memorial Day to Labor Day weekend is our busy season.
The community, as well as the estimated 80,000 race fans at the track, enjoyed the historic reunion of the Rolex 24 at Daytona Championship Cars in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Twice Around the Clock Challenge. From the Daytona 500 to the Daytona 200, Daytona International Speedway has been a major factor in the local tourism industry. We spoke to Andrew Booth with the Daytona International Speedway.
It's great to look back on Speed Weeks and the successes that we had. Certainly they had its challenges with some of the weather, and we appreciate the fans' patience, and we were able to get the full 500 miles in and on a magical Monday night, which we never run the Daytona 500 on a Monday night. So it was historical. What a great show we had, and also think about how we started Speed Weeks with the 50th anniversary of the Rolex 24. It was great to see that the entire community got involved, from the historical parade that we had of the past winning Rolex 24 cars, to Trevor Bain's ride from the north turn through the city of Daytona Beach to the track, a magical Monday night Daytona 500 with record TV ratings, and what a great crowd that stuck around to watch that race, and now to a great bike week with great weather. I think it's been a phenomenal first few months, not only for the Speedway but for the entire community.
The official spring break season for our area officially begins the Monday after Bike Week and ends the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend, the official start of the summer travel season.
I think most would agree. The spring tourist season has been a success. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Michelle Coates with the Business Beat.
April is STD Awareness Month, an annual observance to raise awareness about the impact of sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, and the importance of discussing sexual health with your health care providers. Volusia County Health Department Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong brings us some insight into this delicate topic.
Sexually transmitted diseases are a major public health concern. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are more than 19 million new cases of STDs each year in the United States.
Well, sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, are infections that are transmitted by close contact. And these infections can be potentially non-curable, as well as cause problems with sterility in young females who get these infections.
Good morning. My name is Leroy Robinson, and I'm calling from the Volusia County Health Department. And how are you today? I'm calling from the Volusia County Health Department. Just to confirm, what's your name? Very good. Listen, I'm calling you about your test results. Your test results came in today. It was positive. We do need to get you some treatment, so when is the earliest that you can come in for treatment? That'll be fine. Once you arrive, just ask for me. Thank you.
At the Health Department, we offer screening for many different sexually transmitted diseases, as well as treatment for those diseases. Some of the infections that are incurable, we have medications to provide and counseling to help folks cope.
Some sexually transmitted diseases are chlamydia. Chlamydia is the most commonly reported STD in the United States. Most people who have chlamydia don't know it, since the disease often has no symptoms. Gonorrhea. If they occur, symptoms in men and women vary depending on what part of the body is infected. Gonorrhea can affect the anus, eyes, mouth, genitals, or throat. Genital herpes is a common STD, and most people with genital herpes infection do not know they have it. HIV/AIDS. HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus. It is the virus that can lead to acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS. Human papillomavirus, also called HPV, is the most common sexually transmitted infection. There are more than 40 HPV types that can infect the genital areas of males and females. These HPV types can also infect the mouth and throat. Most people who become infected with HPV do not know they have it. Syphilis. Syphilis is easy to cure in its early stages. Not all STDs are reported in Florida. Nationwide, half of new STD infections occur among young people ages 15 to 24 years, even though this age group makes up 25% of the sexually active population. Data has shown that nearly 70% of all STD cases in Volusia County were among youth and young adults. The health department is working to raise awareness and encourage testing. One way is the Department of Health's Face It Florida website. You can check it out at www.faceitflorida.com. For more information about sexually transmitted diseases, please visit www.cdc.gov. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Volusia County Health Department.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can log on to volusiahealth.com. Well, let's head on into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Mr. Paul Mitchell, Business Specialist of Volusia County's Economic Development Division.
Well, thank you, Amber, and hello, everyone. The Volusia County Council's investment in the UCF Business Incubator at Daytona Beach International Airport appears to be paying dividends already. We haven't talked about the incubator for a while, so this is a good time to catch up. With us in the studio today is Paul Mitchell. He's a business specialist with the county's Economic Development Division. Paul, thanks for being with us. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you. Good to be here.
Paul, for those folks that, maybe you're not familiar with the term business incubator, let's get started with a kind of a general description. When you think of a business incubator, how do you describe it?
It's actually a process, so it's a business support process. And the idea is to take a company that's an early stage company, give them the support that they need, the tools, the training, the mentorship, and then the infrastructure to really help them create themselves, make themselves into a quality company.
The county has partnered with the University of Central Florida for the Business Incubator at Daytona Beach International Airport. Tell us about UCF's experience with these business incubators, because my understanding is as a university, this is one of the things that they're known for across the country.
Actually, you're absolutely right, and then their program is world renowned. They actually were awarded by the National Business Incubator Association in 2004 and recognized as the program of programs, the best of the best. And they have, since 1999, done an incredible job of opening incubators throughout Central Florida. Right. We're the 9th. Right. And so they've been very successful.
So I guess that when you look at the companies that are going through the incubator program, I guess with the track record at the University of Central Florida with the 8 other incubator programs, they can feel pretty good that all things being equal, they got a pretty good chance of being successful, I guess.
Yeah, they do have a proven track record. 87%. It's not a rough estimate, but 87% of companies that have gone through their program are still in business.
And we haven't been at this all that long. It seems like just yesterday we cut the ribbon on the facility. But my understanding is they're going like gangbusters over there. How many companies do they actually have enrolled in the incubator program as we speak here?
Right now there are 9 companies that are physically in the incubator.
Wow.
So the capacity of the incubator itself is maybe 20 offices, so we don't know how many companies that may be, but they're doing fantastically well. They also have several other in the pipeline who have to go through the orientation process and get accepted.
Wow. I didn't know what to expect. I guess maybe it's just me, but doesn't it seem like, or does it seem like to you that 9 companies at this stage of this operation, it's a relatively new program, does that seem like a pretty rapid startup here?
I can't speak for UCF, but I'm pretty sure UCF would say that this is their most successful in terms of quick start incubator that they've had.
Well, and Paul, not that you can remember all 9 companies, but give us a feel for some of the companies that are among the 9 that are already in the incubator program, because my understanding is they vary quite a bit.
Absolutely. It's actually very exciting. We have companies like Healthy U, which is a company totally dedicated to opening up affordable healthcare centers. And they're developing their process right now. They're looking for funding. We have companies called like Best Eye Products, and the whole idea there is a gentleman came up with the idea. He's sick of fingerprints on his iPad and came up with a product, developed it, and now is in the incubator program to help that go through. Then you look at there's other companies that just got in, Choose Rain, which is a rainwater bottling company.
Wow, so that's really a pretty diverse group of people. And I would imagine that there must be some synergy among the companies that are working somewhat side by side.
Absolutely. The incubator is actually designed to encourage innovation and encourage camaraderie amongst the entrepreneurs that are there. So they feed off of each other, really.
So let's talk about how a company becomes an incubator client. What do they have to apply, or what do they have to do?
The best thing to do, and when we do get those questions, we encourage everyone to go to the website and look at the program. The program is very specific, and the program meaning if you did get into the incubator program, what that means to your company, what you're going to be going through. And the process, that's the first step. The second step would be to talk to the incubator site manager, which is Connie Bernal. And then once the business idea is vetted, then it goes to the next stage, which would be for the to have an interview with the executive management of the program to see if that business is viable, if it's a good match, if it's scalable, if it's going to create jobs, really what it comes down to. And then the entrepreneur goes through a excellence in entrepreneurialism class, which is a class of 21 hours. They figure out what their business plan is, their pitch, and they're doing that with other entrepreneurs and being taught by high-level executives and volunteers in the business industry. That really sets the companies apart in terms of are they ready or not.
So obviously someone has to make the determination, I would presume, that the idea or the focus of the company is a good idea and has a good chance for being successful.
Exactly. And that's why the business plan is so important.
Right.
And the experience of the incubator program management, Gordon Hogan and Dr. Tom O'Neill, look at every single company that goes through and really analyze the business plan to see if it's a viable business that can grow and create jobs.
All right, so I'm a company, I get accepted into the incubator program. What sort of services or what sort of mentoring do I get once I get enrolled in this program?
Every company is different. So every company is going to receive different level of services, but basic services that a company is going to receive is anywhere from accounting, lawyer help, law help, intellectual property assistance, all the way to marketing and PR. If a company has a technology that needs to be vetted or tweaked, there are PhDs that may be available within the UCF system to help these companies move forward.
Wow. And so I guess I would presume also, correct me if I'm wrong, but the length of time that a company would spend in the incubator, does that vary?
It does vary.
Right.
Average, depending on what stage the company comes into the program and the level of skill of the executives, anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Wow. Okay, so they're into it for the long haul then, to some degree.
And that's the other determining factor if the company's ready is the process will actually help determine if the executive is ready, if the owner is ready, or the entrepreneur is ready to commit.
So I guess while they're getting these services, they're also actually in business.
They are. Most of them are.
Right. Most of them in other words, you got to have some income coming in.
Exactly.
So this is just a way to make sure that they kind of grow exponentially and in the right way, I guess.
Correct.
Now, do the incubator clients, do they pay to get into the incubator, or how does that work?
The incubator clients do not pay to get into the program itself. but they pay a monthly, basically lease. They're leasing office space, and in that structure, in that lease structure, you're paying for the services that you get,
right?
And you're also paying for the office space, anywhere from 350 to on up to. I'm not too sure what their high level is, but it's very reasonable, and the lease structure is incredibly flexible. So if a company's growing and then they have to hire a bunch of people to fulfill a contract, and then scale back, they can do that without getting into too much financial trouble.
So basically, they're setting up their offices while they're getting the incubator support and training, and operating the company, and hopefully it grows.
Absolutely.
I guess from the county council's point of view, the county council put in some seed money to get the facility built at Daytona Beach International Airport. I guess from the county council's perspective, this is all about nurturing these companies that have a lot of potential. Hopefully they'll grow, be successful, and I guess create jobs, which is where the county council's angle comes in, I guess.
Absolutely. Phil Ellinger, our director, positioned our funding of this program as an economic development tool, and that's exactly what it is. The whole purpose of it is to help companies that have the potential to grow faster, to create more jobs and more wealth, more tax revenue. Right now, a recent study says that for every $1 invested in the UCF Business Incubator program, there's a $5 return.
Wow. Well, you know, as we close on our conversation, obviously you said that the UCF Business Incubator is interviewing additional clients, and so I would presume that it won't be that much longer before they grow to that 20 spaces that they can house or what have you. Do you see in the future other business incubators in Volusia County? Do you think that's in the cards?
I think that there are many different types of incubators. Not to sound litigious, but there are many kinds. So the short answer would be yes. How that looks in the future, we're not too sure. I think there's definitely room for more services that help cultivate small business. Absolutely.
So if we've piqued anyone's interest here today, perhaps they want more information about the UCF Business Incubator at Daytona Beach International Airport, how do they get more information, Paul?
I would start with their website, which is www.incubator.ucf.edu.
Well, I want to thank you, Paul, for being with us. This is a pretty exciting new business tool for Volusia County. It sounds like it's going great guns. You know, the folks at the University of Central Florida have been great to work with. And right next door, by the way, is the Embry-Riddle Next Gen facility. So there's a lot of synergy going on at Daytona Beach International Airport. Thanks for sharing the information with us.
Thank you, Dave.
Our guest today is Paul Mitchell. He's a business specialist with the county's Division of Economic Development. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, just give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org. You can also watch the show online. Just go to volusia.org and click on the Volusia Magazine icon. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.